In this video, top 10 cheap compliment monster fragrances that smell like $1,000,000. Hello everybody, this is Mehdi. I'm talking about fragrances. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you will be notified by my new uploads. I want to start by one of the most complimented cheap fragrances in my collection. One of the compliment monster cheapies from House of Project Alternative, new in the game, Holy Diver. Holy Mother of God, look at, wow, this sexy scent profile. Kinda reminds me of Surge of Noxus, but a little bit civilized version of that fragrance, safer version of that fragrance. It is mostly in the honey and fruity side of that fragrance. That tobacco-y, lavendery side or vibe of Noxus is reduced here, and that's honey and citrusy vibe is boosted, I can say. In terms of similarities, I can say like 50 to 60% close to Surge of Noxus maximum, as I said, without that much of unsafe notes. I can say Surge of Noxus is not that much daring fragrance, but this one is safer even compared to that fragrance and highly complimented. Performance is very good, not as great as Surge of Noxus, lasts on me like 8 to 10 hours plus in terms of longevity and projects very loud for 2 hours. Next fragrance is from House of Rasasi, Rasasi Emotion Pour Homme, a very great value for your money. Wow, such a beautiful fragrance, not that unique I will say. Reminds me of which fragrance? It smells fruity, a little bit fresh minty at the background, sweet, kind of powdery and variable spicy. I mean like cinnamony, cardamom type of spicy, not that much heavy or oriental. Reminds me of Mont Blanc Individual or Individual in that genre, but more spicy compared to that fragrance. I can say this one is more masculine compared to Mont Blanc Individual, a little bit, like 5-10% maximum, not big time. They added some spices and woodsy notes, or they boosted that woody notes of Mont Blanc Individual, and this one leans more masculine compared to Mont Blanc Individual. In terms of performance, this one is also great, lasts on me like 6-7 hours, maximum 8 hours, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage. Let's continue by House of Mont Blanc at number 8, Mont Blanc Legend Night. It is a fruity, spicy and sweet fragrance with a woody base. Sweet, fruity, spicy with a woody base, absolutely. Reminds me of two fragrances, Dior and Armani Code Profumo, like hybrid of both of those fragrances, but not as leathery as both of those fragrances. It is not that much leathery. Some hints of suede leathery notes is available here, but not that much big time. Mostly it is in the woody side, I can say. This is absolutely one of those superb complimenting fragrances, especially from ladies. Ladies compared to the men love this fragrance better, more. Because of average projection and sillage, I prefer it for date situations, close encounters. Lasts on me like maximum 5 hours in terms of longevity, with first hour and a half average, below average projection and sillage. I prefer it for colder seasons and, as I said, for close and indoor situations. I believe when you are into cheap complimenting type of fragrances, House of Armaf is kinda a must-have house for you. At number 7, we have here Club de Nuit Sillage, one of the earliest releases of this house. This second take of Armaf on DNA of Creed's Silver Mountain Water. The first one was Armaf Derby Club House Blanche, was closer compared to this one to Silver Mountain Water. This one is a little bit woodier or spicier version of that fragrance, but performance of this one is better compared to Derby Club House Blanche. I'm very satisfied of this fragrance. Performance, scent profile, compliments, ladies' reactions, very important, are 10 out of 10. Just price is a little bit salty for me. It is like $60 something, which is too much for House of Armaf. I believe in the future will be more reasonable. Let's continue by one of the most underrated cheap houses, House of Zara. Zara Night Pour Homme 5. So it is Pour Homme, but it smells perfectly unisex to my nose. It is kind of candy flossy, smoky, woody, saffrony and sweet, by hints of some citruses at the back. Reminds me of Baccarat Rouge 540, but mostly in the exterior version of that fragrance. It is not that much close to regular version. It is thick, like exterior version of Baccarat Rouge. If I'm not mistaken, I have 20-25 something Zara fragrances in the collection. Quality of the juice is great by these fragrances. They don't smell at all cheap or fake or synthetic, but performance is kinda not there. The only missing is performance, the only issue by these fragrances. But this one is better compared to 95% of Zara fragrances. Performance is okay, like 5 hours. With first hour, average to below average projection and sillage. But if you apply it on the clothing, you're gonna get a better performance in terms of longevity, but projection and sillage will be same again. I prefer it for colder seasons, not that enough powerful for winter, not that enough safe for summer. Fall spring is the best season for this fragrance. At number 5, one of the most expensive smelling cheap fragrances in my collection. One of those really high quality smelling cheapies, Rochas Moustache. It is all about rose, a little bit citruses, vanilla and benzoin, which gives to this fragrance a hayish or paperish vibe. That hay vibe reminds me of Chergui by Serge Lutens, or a little bit I can catch that vibe in Grand Soa by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. So a very high quality cheapie. Smells like special occasions, dressed up, luxury environments like tuxedo. Also there is a fragrance called Tuxedo by YSL. This one is also close to that one. Performance is good, 7 hours, 8 hours plus in terms of longevity. With first hour, hour and a half, maximum 2 hours. Average, mild, soft projection and sillage. I prefer it for cooler seasons, not that great for winter, all season round except summer days and winter. Also you can go buy this one for summer nights. From house of Salvatore Ferragamo at number 4, Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo. This is a very great cheapy fragrance. Don't underestimate this fragrance because of the price. It has one of the best coffee notes that I've ever smelled in entire my life. Oh my gosh. Look at this beautiful mouth-watering edible scent profile. It smells like sweet coffee. Some says it is like tiramisu. I can get it a little bit, but it is too spicy or woody to say that this fragrance is like tiramisu. Also, I can catch spicy and woody notes. Would have been better if it lasted like 2 hours more. Lasts only like 5 hours maximum. With first hour average, mild projection and sillage. I like lungs filler fragrances, the fragrances that fills your lungs when you smell them. The intense smelling projecting fragrances, this is not that. It is very soft. If it was a little bit more long lasting and intense projecting, would be one of the best fragrances in the history of the perfumery in my opinion. At number 3, from house of Lattafa, Oud for Glory, one of the most expensive smelling cheap fragrances in my collection. You can check out my full review on this fragrance and comparison between this and Oud for Greatness from house of Initio for more details, but in the brief, scent of this fragrance is like hybrid of Baccarat Rouge 540 plus Tom Ford Oud Wood. There is that sweet candy flossy and smoky vibe of kinda a smoky burnt sugary vibe of Baccarat Rouge plus resiny, bitter, woody and masticky atmosphere of Tom Ford Oud Wood. In the same time, I can say this fragrance is sweet and bitter. You can go easily buy this fragrance for special dressed up environments. Nobody can understand that this fragrance costs like 40 to 50 bucks. It smells highly expensive, almost identical with Initio's Oud for Greatness. Performance is great as well, like 12 hours plus in terms of longevity. With 2-3 hours, very good projection and sillage. I prefer it for colder seasons, for dressed up and a little bit of special occasions. At number 2, again from house of Armaf Magnificent Room. Smells absolutely magnificent. At top 10 best Armaf fragrances, easily, hands down. So scent of this fragrance is very complex. Smells resiny, a little bit woody, pencil shavingy, sweet, slightly boozy and very thick. Reminds me of Pure Excess by Paco Rabanne, almost identical I can say by that fragrance. And performance is great as well. Lasts 12 hours plus in terms of longevity. Solid 12 hours plus I can say. With 2-3 hours, very good projection and sillage. Because of that loud projection and sillage, I don't prefer that much for indoor and office situations, or you have to control the sprays. A season for these fragrances, absolutely fall and winter. At number 1, the most complimenting, expensive smelling cheap fragrance in my collection, hands down, from house of Hugo Boss Bottled Intense. So it is just done to the perfection. It is a perfect combination between fruits, spices and woody notes. Smells fruity because of that fresh green apple, spicy because of that juicy sweet cardamom, and woody at the dry down. Just that apple and cardamom work great together, very mouth-watering and sexy by that masculine woody dry down. I heard that this fragrance got already discontinued. Go grab a bottle before prices going high to the moon. Performance is good to average by this one, like 5 to 6 hours maximum, good 5 hours. With first hour and half, average projection CH. Don't forget subscribe the channel. That was today's video. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. I will answer you. See you in another video.